Part of it is a little bit of terror of
Can you say more about that?
there's a meme I saw today that everybody's freaking out about sort of GPT taking programmer jobs. No, it's the reality is just it's going to be taking, like, if it's going to take your job, it means you were a shitty programmer. There's some truth to that. Maybe there's some human element that's really fundamental to the creative act, to the act of genius that is in great design that is involved in programming, and maybe I'm just really impressed by all the boilerplate, but that I don't see as boilerplate, but is actually pretty boilerplate.
Yeah, it may be that you create, like, in a day of programming, you have one really important idea.
Yeah, and that's the contribution.
That's the contribution. And there may be, like, I think we're going to find. So I suspect that is happening with great programmers, and that GPT-like models are far away from that one thing, even though they're going to automate a lot of other programming. But again, most programmers have some sense of, anxiety about what the future is going to look like. But mostly they're like, this is amazing. I am 10 times more productive.
Yeah.
Don't ever take this away from me. There's not a lot of people that use it and say, like, turn this off,
Yeah. So I think, so to speak to the psychology of terror is more like, this is awesome. This is too awesome. I'm scared.
Awesome. Yeah. There is a little bit of
coffee tastes too good.
When Kasparov lost to Deep Blue, somebody said, and maybe it was him, that, like, chess is over now. Yeah. If an AI can beat a human at chess, then no one's going to bother to keep playing, right? Because, like, what's the purpose of us or whatever? That was 30 years ago, 25 years ago, something like that. I believe that chess has never been more popular than it is right now. And people keep wanting to play and wanting to watch. And by the way, we don't watch two AIs play each other, which would be a far better game in some sense than whatever else. But that's not what we choose to do. Like, we are somehow much more interested in what humans do in this sense, and whether or not Magnus loses to that kid than what happens when two much, much better AIs play each other.
Well, actually, when two AIs play each other, it's not a better game by our definition of better.
Because we just can't understand it.
No, I think they just draw each other. I think the human flaws, and this might apply across the spectrum here, with AIs will make life way better, but we'll still want drama.
We will. That's for sure.
We'll still want imperfection and flaws, and AI will not have as much of that.
Look, I mean, I hate to sound like utopic tech bro here, but if you'll excuse me for 3 seconds, like, the level of the increase in quality of life that AI can deliver is extraordinary. We can make the world amazing, and we can make people's lives amazing. We can cure diseases. We can increase material wealth. We can, like, help people be happier, more fulfilled, all of these sorts of things. And then people are like, oh, well, no one is going to work. But people want status. People want drama. People want new things. People want to create. People want to, like, feel useful. People want to do all these things, and we're just going to find new and different ways to do them, even in a vastly better, like, unimaginably good standard of living world.
But that world, the positive trajectories with AI, that world is with an AI that's aligned with humans and doesn't hurt, doesn't limit, doesn't try to get rid of humans. And there's some folks who consider all the different problems with a super intelligent AI system. So one of them is Eliezer Yudkowsky. He warns that AI will likely kill all humans. And there's a bunch of different cases, but I think one way to summarize it is that it's almost impossible to keep AI aligned as it becomes super intelligent. Can you steel man the case for that? And to what degree do you disagree with that trajectory?
So first of all, I will say I think that there's some chance of that. And it's really important to acknowledge it, because if we don't talk about it, if we don't treat it as potentially real, we won't put enough effort into solving it. And I think we do have to discover new techniques to be able to solve it. I think a lot of the predictions, this is true for any new field, but a lot of the predictions about AI in terms of capabilities, in terms of what the safety challenges and the easy parts are going to be, have turned out to be wrong. The only way I know how to solve a problem like this is iterating our way through it, learning early, and limiting the number of one shot to get it right scenarios that we have. To Steelman, well, I can't just pick like one AI safety case or AI alignment case, but I think Eliezer wrote a really great blog post. I think some of his work has been sort of somewhat difficult to follow or had what I view as like quite significant logical flaws. But he wrote this one blog post outlining why he believed that alignment was such a hard problem that I thought was, again, don't agree with a lot of it, but well reasoned and thoughtful and very worth reading. So I think I'd point people to that as the Steelman.
Yeah, and I'll also have a conversation with him. There is some aspect, and I'm torn here because it's difficult to reason about the exponential improvement of technology. But also, I've seen time and time again how transparent and iterative trying out, as you improve the technology, trying it out, releasing it, testing it, how that can improve your understanding of the technology in such that the philosophy of how to do, for example, safety of any kind of technology, but AI safety, gets adjusted over time rapidly.
A lot of the formative AI safety work was done before people even believed in deep learning, and certainly before people believed in large language models. And I don't think it's like updated enough given everything we've learned now and everything we will learn going forward. So I think it's got to be this very tight feedback loop. I think the theory does play a real role, of course, but continuing to learn what we learn from how the technology trajectory goes is quite important. I think now is a very good time, and we're trying to figure out how to do this, to significantly ramp up technical alignment work. I think we have new tools, we have new understanding, and there's a lot of work that's important to do that we can do now.